wherever it is you are joining us from around the world. This is Enterprise Morning, reaching you from Enterprise Television from the economic capital of Nigeria, Lagos. My name is Henry Igwebike. Today we'll be starting off with our newspapers, and right after that, in a jiffy, is our main conversation also for today. Please do well to be part of what we do. You can always find and reach us at enterprisetvnews.com. You may equally like, comment, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7. We're very so honored to have with us, joining us via Zoom, Lagos State, Nigeria. That is Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid, Barrister, Law Public Affairs Analyst. Thank you so very much, Barrister, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
All right, and also we have right here in our studios Innocent Adoluba, journalist, public affairs analyst. Good morning, Innocent.
Good morning, Harry.
Thank you.
See you.
Yes. So let's start with the first daily on our desk, Vanguard newspaper. Today we have a litany of interesting stories. I just sincerely hope we have more than enough time to take on every one of them. But let's start with the big ones here. Straight to it. 18 months after recall, federal government vetting candidates for ambassadorial post. Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid, when we think that we should meet up with the rest of the world, it seems to us that we 2 step backward, 2 step forward, 10 step backwards. 2 years now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has found it very difficult to select ambassadors to represent Nigeria in different countries around the world. Speak to me.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because it shows that the president was not prepared to do the job. And it's playing the politics of it. You don't allow the president to take decision on time. You know, almost all these appointments are majority of them are based on political patronage. So they want to know who and who. It's not about your competencies. Yeah, it's about where you belong and how loyal you are. So you see, it's not only, and the president will not only bring anybody from anywhere. The governors will have to nominate, other people will have to nominate, the stakeholders will have to nominate. So maybe they are finding it difficult to agree on names. And that's why we're lacking behind. And that's why the president is traveling everywhere to do the job of ambassadors and what's it called? The president of Nigeria, whatever they are. So the president is going everywhere in the name of marketing Nigeria. These are the jobs of these ambassadors. These are the jobs these people are doing. And they are supposed to be doing things that are not in there. So dependents need to do all these things on time, this appointment on time, so that at least it will reduce the pressure on him. And you see, if you look at even within the country, most of the board ministries that we have, they don't have board. How the responsibility of approving budget project and all these things are left in the hands of the ministers and some other people, which is not in line with our law. So some of the which is not even making a good transparency and accountability work. So for me, it's not a plus for the president not to have appointed ambassador for 2 years. What are you doing? Trump was elected, and even before he resumed office, almost all his cabinet member already moved. Yes. So we're in a country where we do things based on I'm not saying they don't also appoint based on politics there. They use political sentiment as well. But they have a firm mind of where they are going. But in our own case, what happened today may not be. You can see that even those who work for the president during the campaign, some of them are now outside, while those who work against the president are inside. So that's Nigerian system for you. It's unfortunate.
Very so unfortunate. Innocent Aduluba, I know we've discussed this offset, and you have been so vexed about this particular issue. How that 2 years down the line, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has not chosen people to represent us in different parts of the world. And funnily, when you hear the president speak, I do not know, he makes it so easy to look like he understands what the problem is. What is happening here?
It's even more aggravated by some media reports a fortnight ago that I think the word he was looking for, apart from ambassadors, high commissioners, a barrister, high commissioners.
Thank you very much.
Some of these embassies are without high commissioners appointed, and their administration, their payments, some of our embassy staff across the world have been owed for over 6 months.
Yeah.
And so when a parastatal is headless, there will be no direction as regards leadership. I am surprised. Barrister said it, which I followed. In the wake of the election of current American President Donald Trump,
Yes.
before he resumed office, today he appointed it by afternoon, and they had a cabinet, a ready cabinet in waiting. And like a barrister told us, that smacks of the level of preparedness. I mean, it's something we've been agitating for. There was campaign, politics are over, elections were in February, swearing in is in May. I mean, there is a big time buffer for all of this, but barrister, a man at law, had told us some home truths. The confusion of the political, who appoints who nominates who, what's the temperature of this person's loyalty, from where are they from, over competence is what got us here. Because I'm sure, I mean, barristers at law, there are lecturers, there are different fields. And so Nigeria is also a very populated country, which means Nigeria has surplus of human resources. Yes. So it's amazing. I see this as being blind among surplus. There are places where it will have been scarce. The explanation will be,
we don't have.
There is a shortage. There is a dearth of human resources.
Yes.
It's a surplus. How many higher institutions are there per state in Nigeria? Private, public, churning out graduates annually, churning out professionals, consultants, all of them, or whatnot, and we are still searching with torchlight in the afternoon. We cannot see people. And then it is made worse for our democracy that there are opposition parties, PDP, largely Labour Party, who are not, these are the people that should be screaming.
Some about them.
Yes. So it will put the government of the day in check. The government has political deficits as an incumbent party. The oppositions are asleep or chasing mouses and rodents in their political parties, condoning dissident members who are neither here nor there. Today there is one court case, and we, the masses, are the victim of this, and this is a global reputation crisis.
Global disgrace, if you ask me. Yes, honestly. Barrister, just a quick one. Is there anything bad if the president decides to, of course, adopt someone outside of his party? You are with the PDP. Would you reject if president, brings you in as a high commissioner to one of our countries, so to one of the countries around?
To the United Kingdom, to the United States,
anywhere,
Canada,
anywhere.
And you are aware that in Nigeria, most politicians who are appointed as ambassador or high commissioner, they are putting them near retirement. If you don't know.
Oh, really?
For politics.
Wow.
That is sometimes those who they want to retire or they want to reduce their power or influence within their community or their locality. Those are the people they give ambassador appointment of some countries.
So could that be the reason why lots of people are rejecting it, and the reason Bola Ahmed Tinubu is finding it difficult having people?
Have you been told that people are rejecting it?
Well, I do not know why it's taking him so much time.
Yeah, but I know that most politicians who are bigwig, who are not near retirement, don't like going for that position. Especially if it's not that those juicy countries like US, UK, and some other. France and Canada. If it's not with them, they don't like going for all those other countries because they see it as a kind of indirectly sending them packing. So for me, your question directly, it's been answered by the government, by this government. Governor Minister Wike is not from the APC.
Okay.
He's from the PDP and he's being government. Madam Ojukwu.
Yes.
He's not from the APC. Abga is in government. The other people I can't remember. So this president knows how to play the politics. Because once you are given that kind of appointment, when election comes in 2027, there's no way you work against the government. Even if the party will not work because you want to retain your position. So and that's why you see what Mr. Wike is doing now. That's why you see he's trying to do all his best to ensure that PDP does not even have peace. He's working towards the 2027 election, and it's a game that will. So for me, it does not to answer your question directly. the president that can do it. The appointment of anybody is at the discretion of the president. And I know most Nigerians, if given the opportunity, they will, irrespective of the party they have, they will collect it.
So Barrister Tunde Abdulhamid would accept. That's what he is saying now.
It depends.
Yes.
It depends.
All right.
I'm not saying. I will not sit here and say I will reject.
Okay, fine.
It's about contribution.
Yes.
To the if I will not be given opportunity to make my contribution known or effective, I may not. If I will be given the opportunity to make that like Governor Wike now, except we are lying. Where he is placed, he is making his impact first.
Very true.
So if I will be given that opportunity where I'll be able to influence and affect the life of Nigerians, then why not? All right. It's about the country.
All right. So speak to me. This is on the Daily Trust newspaper. We will defend government of Fubawa Ijo groups. Remember, yesterday, just like you rightly said, Wike said heavens won't fall if Fubawa is impeached. And there was this significant, very sensitive matter he raised. He said that the Ijo people are minority in Rivers State. It's only in Bayelsa that we have a majority. So the Ijo people should stop making noise. Tell me, would we say Nyesom Wike is that arrogant, or is he speaking the truth? Yeah.
It's an understatement to say Minister of FCT is not arrogant. In fact, I don't even know the adjective I used. That would not look like I am abusing the minister. You know, the minister is the only person who has a monopoly of abusing people, and nothing will happen. If you do that, you will see police coming to you in the name of cyber crime or cyber bullying or cyber stalking. If you listen to Mr. Wike's broadcast yesterday, he embarrassed and rained abuses on almost everybody. He even called NWC of PDP stupid people. I can't remember the actual adjective he used. So you see, now when I listen to some of our leaders sometimes, or those who find themselves in a position of authority, I begin to say, okay, no wonder. This is why Nigeria is what it is. People that are supposed to be have depths of knowledge of the country or of how to behave, or people who are supposed to be decorum are not. They see everything as politics. You see, the Minister of FCC, what he said is not totally wrong. The House of Assembly of the state have the power to initiate impeachment procedure. I will not say they can impeach, because it's not only within their power. They have the power to initiate impeachment proceeding against the governor, and if they follow all the process or due processes, and the governor is impeached, so be it. I think that's what he's trying to say. Probably because I know that what the issue we have in Nigeria is that most times they don't do it in line with the law. The process of impeachment is clearly stated in the law, and it does not only lie in the hands of the House of Assembly. There is CJN, Chief Judge of the State involvement in it. Without the involvement of the CJ, without the concurrence of the CJ, without the cooperation of the CJ, impeachment may not take place. So if because the CJ must consider a panel who must look at the allegation level against the governor. If the CJ the panel comes up with the report that there is no allegation that can be founded, or the allegations are not genuine, that is the end of the impeachment proceeding. They say it is founded, then the House can go ahead once they have the numbers to impeach the governor. So it is nothing new. The Governor Fubara will not be the only governor that has been impeached if it's going to be impeached. Governor Bayose was impeached. He came back thereafter. Governor Ladoja was impeached. All this impeachment was set aside by the court because most time they don't follow the process. So it's not bad. But what is bad in the way Mr. Wike put it is that the president just spoke to them 2 days ago about ensuring peace in the state. The comment and the address of Mr. Wike is not showing any sign of peace. He's trying to aggravate the situation, and to think that even all this fight, all this issue, it's not about the fact that the governor is not providing ed facility. It's not about the governor is not providing education facility, or is not doing well in the area of welfare of the people. It's not about In other words, it is not about the welfare of the people. It's not about lack of security for the people in the state. It's about who controls the state, who is in charge. The governor, the FCT minister, who was the former governor of the state, who has left, still wants to retain his position as a governor outside the state, outside the tenure by proxy. And he's having problem. Then he has a leverage, and he has a socom with the House of Assembly member who are dancing to his tune and who is direct. If they want peace in Rivers State today, if Mr. Wike, Assembly member, forget everything, cooperate with the governor, I tell you everything will be well. So it shows that it's only one man that is controlling the thing that's happening there, and the problem is there. The suspension or whatever that the case that led to the Supreme Court saying that the budget will not be no money will be released to the state. Who filed the case? The House Assembly member and whatever, and they are happy about it. This decision of the Supreme Court is not affecting the governor as a governor, as an individual. It's about affecting the entire state. So if you claim you love the people of the state, will you be happy that your state are going through hardship? Your people of your state are going through hardship? And this is what it is. And you can see yesterday that they are all playing politics, including the governor. They are all playing politics. Drama. You see, I don't know why governor, for you to go and visit House of Assembly member, you must have go ahead from them. If they do not give you go ahead, you will not go. Then because they want to play politics, the governor will have to be there so that people will see that he was not allowed to go in. Let's assume that this guy is all on ground, and the governor just by chance, he was just passing. He just said, "Let me branch as Assembly." You think they will not receive him? If they don't.
All right, I think we have a little bit of technical glitch there. Innocent Aduluwa, please speak to me on the ethnic profiling from Yeson Wike on the Ijaw community. It's a very sensitive matter. He kept saying Asawana, that they shouldn't come and be, he even threatened them at some point that they are minorities, that nowhere in the South region, Niger Delta, that the Ijaw people are majority. Tell me, isn't that really disturbing coming from a stakeholder like him?
I think Minister Nyesom Wike is right.
It's right. Opinion. Okay.
I always believe that whatever anybody says, they are right to the extent of their opinion. But public opinion is difficult to come up against. So it is one thing for Wike to say. It's another thing for the reality on the ground. He is right because we have states in Nigeria where the constituency division is, let's use the word A, B, C. There are 3 constituencies per state. And in Rivers, since 1999, this is the first time an Ijaw person is emerging as governor.
Odili, is he
you
not?
can already hear the name. And that's where cultural or ethnic dichotomy plays in. Odili is an Igbo name. Chibuike Amechi is an Igbo name, you know. So, but I would say here, the Igbo extraction in Rivers State are termed Ikwere. They may not tell you straightforward that they are Igbos, just like somebody from Ndokwa, Kwale, Ika, Kumazi, Agbo, Boji telling you they are not Igbo person, even if they are names. And somebody
and
from
the culture and the tradition,
Abia, are the same. So, and it's already a pervading instance. I'll just give you 2 states. In Ogun State, Ogun East, the Ijebu area, Ogun Central, Abeokuta, have rotated the governorship seat since 1999. None for the Ogun West, those Ikpokia area. They've never been governor. So, tacitly, hypothetically, people could see them as a minority in that state. In Benue, there is Zone A, then there is Zone B, then there is Zone C. Zone A and B have had governors even from the Aper Aku time to the secretary to the federal government now.
The Zone A and Zone B are from what? The thieves, okay.
Zone C is a Doma. Then you have some appendages of Igede, Etulo. Now, what was his name? This man, the governor in 1999, this the secretary to the federal government now, George Akume, has been governor for 8 years. He was succeeded by a fellow thief, Gabriel Suswam, who is governor. That's Zone A, Zone B. Now, the third time now, in Delta, Ifeanyi Okowa broke that.
Yes.
He broke that. But in Benue, after Gabriel Suswam, it's back to Reverend Father Alia. And so the Zone C are comprising 9 local governments. You see, in Kogi South, where Senator Natasha Akpoti hails, which has been have just 5. Davi, Okene, Ogorimangu, and all of that, Okoyi, you know. But in the Zone C of Benue, for instance, it's 9 local governments, including prominent men like David Mark, Major General Lawrence Onoja, all of them, Daniel Amokachi, and some of all those names, are since 1976 fit enough to be deputy governors. So when Zone A is governor, they go to Zone C. Among the 9 local governments, they shop here, they get one. When Zone B, you shop. So even the Zone C, in quotes, are content to fight to be picked merely as deputy governor since 1976. We are 1 year short of the 40-year mark. So in Rivers, perhaps there's a similitude of that scenario playing out, and Minister Wike, looking at the dominance of the zones that have been governor over these years, have termed the Ijos as a minority. Short of, I don't have the power to tweak Nigeria's constitution. Barrister is here, but if you leave me, I will cut the Equaries who have been orderly, who have a duality of identity. There is Egbema in Imo State, there is Egbema in River State. So I will push them somewhere where their identity will not be in question. There will be no River State. Or what we have as Bayelsa, I don't know the name we will get. But the Bayelsans, where we can say the Ijos are majority, will have both these Ijos in one fold. And so this dichotomy, this confusion, this dialectic would not exist. So I'm using this medium to, the barrister would help me throw more light, to say that where states have 3 zones, whether East, Central, or whether North, whether A, B, or C, what is the limitation permanently blocking a zone from getting the gubernatorial ticket? Because it is the absence of this democratic expression that makes Minister Wike in this scenario label the Ijos as minority. The barrister, maybe you help me.
It's actually very, very sensitive. Barrister, I would love you to take on that particular matter and join it, if possible, on what we have from the Guardian newspaper. Tinubu is saying let Obasa be as he wades into Lagos Assembly crisis and he meets lawmakers in the villa. It's still the same thing. People are already saying that Obasa is not from Lagos State. He should go back to his state. This is what stakeholders are already saying, and it's still battle for who becomes the governor. It's the same with Rivers, just like Innocent had said. Now it's Lagos. Speak to us on this particular matter, especially with what Innocent said you should clarify, if possible.
Unfortunately, I don't share the sentiment of Innocent when it comes to issue of Sony or division or whatever. I don't believe in it. That we should be able to, we should be using ethnic sentiment to determine who become this, who become that. Because that's what I see. I don't believe in it, because it doesn't help us. It's only helping the politicians, and they know this, and they're just using it to get benefit for themselves. Some politicians in a particular people they call a minority will be the one to instigate it, and when the benefit comes, it will be the one to benefit it. Most of us that will say we are fighting for instance now, when we say the Yoruba local, is for we have the southeast, southwest. When President Jonathan became the president, what are the developmental projects in that they got in Bayelsa just because they have a president they have a son as a president? What changed in Bayelsa? I hear today that they don't have a pipe bomb water in Bayelsa, and they have the president for 6 years. About many years, they don't have good rules. So what is the essence of somebody coming from my area when it won't make any difference? President Obasanjo was was the president for how many years? What difference does it make in the Southwest? The only one that's making difference now, and it's not making difference in terms of development, it's only making difference in terms of number of appointments. Is this current president? I have not seen any major projects that have come to the Southwest just because they have a president. I have not seen. So I'm not that on that grant. I'm not a supporter of. We must look at this. Some people are minority, some people are majority. We must assign it to them. They must have it. We are no longer practicing democracy. Democracy is about majority. Those, in other words, if you want to win election, you must. You see, when we talk about unity, that we want to become one, and we are talking about I am from this, you are from that. This from that must have this. This must have this. There can't be unity.
But Barrister, don't you think there's opportunity to at least allow the participatory governance? If you talk about democracy, don't you think it should be participatory democracy, where the minority are at least given a voice, given an opportunity? The best cannot just come from the majority.
Who's preventing them from contesting? Who's holding their hands?
But they don't have the know. That is what it is.
What you are doing is similar to what the women they will do. They will say women should be given chance. Who will say where is it in our law that women cannot contest? Where is it stated in our law that only men can contest? Then because they want to, but from the background they want to get it, they will say women have been marginalized. Who is preventing them from contesting? I'm not going to support that because I don't see anywhere stated that they say minority cannot contest. The only major is about politics. It's about coming to. It's about manipulation and bringing people together and discussion. If you say, for instance, now when we say last election, I remember the primary of PDP. I can remember vividly. The south also, or the south. Let me just say south generally. They are or southeast. They are saying is their turn. And in the presidential primary, they have over almost 8 or 7 candidates. None step down for another. How do you win? How? The Atiku Abubakar, His Excellency, was able to win that primary just because Atiku, what's it called, former speaker?
Yes.
Tambua,
yeah.
Step down. Otherwise, Governor Wike then would have won the election.
Yeah, Wike would have won, yeah.
So, but in the southeast, all 8 of them or 5 or 6 or so, I can't remember. None of them stepped down, and they all scored 2, 3, 10 or so votes. If they have come together and say we are lying behind one person and we want this thing to be given to us, would they not get it? They will not lose the election. They will not say they have been marginalized. Just like when Governor Wike lost the election, when he was contesting, he believed he will win. He said, "I will support anybody that wins." When he now lost, he now begin to throw ethnic sentiments that South should be the one to take it. That's what we have. The politicians will use this to gain advantage for themselves, and will follow them. So ask yourself, how many of these people who have gotten their appointment from the so-called minority have developed their state or community? What have they done differently? What are you seeing? What difference does it make? So in those areas, for those reasons, I am not a supporter of that sentiment of we must. We are talking as if those who win election, we just pick them and say go and become. Just like people will say, why is Alhaji Atiku Abubakar should be banned from contesting, from participating in election? That is only win. Was it just nominated?
So you don't believe in federal character? Is that what you're saying? You don't believe in the federal character?
Federal character does not talk about election. It's talking about appointments.
Yes, but of course, appointment, because minorities who might not have the opportunity like the majority are equally given the opportunity.
If you have that in our constitution, then we will know that that's what we're practicing. That's our own democracy. That's our own style. The democracy I know all over the world is that anybody can come together, can come and say, I am contesting election. Not democracy I know is that democracy I know. It's not a democracy whereby certain people will already been told you cannot contest because this is the turn of these people. It will turn by turn democracy. That will not help us. And that turn by turn is what is bringing us to what has brought us to where we are today. Because a local is why some people voted for this government. Our local is our turn. And today our turn has come. I'm not aware that the Yorubas are buying fuel differently somewhere, different from what other people are buying it. I'm not aware that the 1,000 the electricity supply band A, what are paying. I'm not sure those who are Yorubas are paying less than that too. So what are we talking about? The only people that will benefit from this arrangement are the politicians. That's what I'm making. It won't benefit the people. Except we just want to have it on record that my people, somebody from my area has become a comment. Not thinking about whether or not it will bring development to my state.
Thank you.
Let's talk about Lagos State.
Yes.
Lagos State, what happened in Lagos State today has shown that, look, we are not practicing democracy. And if you remember, I've always been saying it, that Nigeria is not practicing democracy. What we are practicing is civilian rule, whereby somebody will be somewhere and determine what happens, just like what is happening in River State, where FCC minister is determining what happens in the state regarding the House of Assembly member, what they will do. If we say we have an arm of government called House of Assembly, and members come together, they have majority, they took decision that we don't want this particular speaker, and then somebody say, come, you must reverse it. It shows that it's not about the people, it's about the individual interest. So individuals determine what to go and what to not go. And you can see yesterday, they were there and they were singing on your mandate. So even that mandate is against the people, it doesn't concern them. As long as the Baba Sokwe is satisfied, they are all okay. So it shows that it's not democracy that we are practicing. It is not about the people, it's about individual, for the individuals and for the few people. That's what we are practicing. So as far as I'm concerned, it is a bad omen for our system. And as it is now, those who voted against, who removed the Speaker Obasa, will now be forced to work with him. And that was why we saw some of them crying when he was returned back, because he was returned back against their will. It wasn't as if they want him back. They were forced to accept it. And when they accepted it, what we were told was that they said he will also resign too, and a new speaker will emerge. Yes. Then when that happened, they play policy for them. Then they call them to Abuja. Let it remain. Let the man stay, because they were afraid that this man has control of certain area in Lagos, Agege, which they may not.
All right. Are you still there, Barrister? I think we're having a little bit of technical glitch there. Innocent, speak to me. I'd love you to know, do you still have, are you still buying with what Adelia said? Yes, thank you so much. Yes.
Because if you notice all the former past and present leaders of the legal commissioner or whatever, majority of them are outside Lagos State. In fact, currently, Senator Yayi, who has represented Lagos State at the state, who's currently representing Lagos State, he's planning to contest. Sorry, he's not representing Ogun State, I think.
Yes.
Planning to contest. Yeah, he has to move to Lagos State at Ogun State just last election. Before then, he has been representing Lagos State. Then, because he wants to become governor, so he has to shift base. So for me, Lagos State is a different it's a different state as far as I'm concerned. It means it's a state where Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, anybody can become anything, and that's what people in Lagos State don't want to hear. That Lagos is what do they call it now?
It's a no man's land.
Lagos is no, I won't say it's a no man's land. There are owners of Lagos State, but anybody can become anything in Lagos State. That's what I would prefer.
All right, thank you so very much, Barrister. Yes, so you had desired that Barrister would speak in favor to what you had said before. Do you now have a change of
not favor, like
of opinion?
Comments from the legal perspective.
Yes. On what you desired. Yes.
Like we analyzed with President Obasanjo's book, Nigeria's democracy does not align with universal democracy.
So we should domesticate our democracy.
Yes, and you see.
Yes.
Just like the women, I've agreed here that it is not the masses that are not voting women into office. It is the candidate presented by each political party, and at primary level, the women are not favored. So it's whoever emerges, the masses will vote for.
Now, to domesticate our democracy, don't you think it still makes sense?
If we are domesticated,
to make it such that those who are minority would have the opportunity. That's domesticating our democracy.
Yes, and I'm standing on it.
Yes.
I'm standing on it. I think that Senator Yayi is even coming from that Ikpokia side we are talking about, that has never produced. And then by that time now, because of the party he may be in, they will whip up sentiment and tell you, it's these people's turn. They've been long marginalized. But if you don't have that big candidate coming from there, so how did, look at Imo State, the smallest zone has produced governors more times.
More times, yeah.
You know, if you go to Cross River, they began with that deliciously handsome governor, Donald Duke. Moved to the central with Calabar South.
Okay.
They moved to central with Lee Limoke. Moved to the north with your grammar professor, Ben, your friend, Ben Ayade.
Yes.
And they're back to the south. It's seamless. So what's the essence of creating 3 zones per state and another zone is a perennial spectator to that? Especially with the case of Ogun and the Benue.
Yes. Let me that zone that said has been created is not created by law. It's an internal. No, it's a political agreement. I'm aware, sir. I'm that much informed. Hang on, let me land. Let me land. Yes, let me land, please. So my submission is where every 4 years, but take it from 1999, children born then. A lot of girls born in are parents now, educated, they've done their, and you can see, there is a barrister, you are at law, there is what we can term legal, there is another thing that is moral, and both are good for societal development and peaceful coexistence. So I'm not the one to change on, I'm not saying it's legal, I'm saying it's time for the peace we seek, for Nigerian unity, and every state is a microcosm of the entire country. It is from having unity in the state, peaceful coexistence that can transcend into national unity. So I don't know, I'm not an owner, let me use that word, of a political party, but there should be political solutions where this feeling of being aggrieved, and that, like me, I don't support state creation. If you do this rotation all through and everybody are happy, we will not be looking for this state creation to fragment and cut the country into shreds.
Yes.
It is the absence of this. Certain people are now feeling that it is when this space is smaller for us that our chances will emerge. We create states. We cannot pay the police in those states. We cannot carry out the minimum wage in those states. We run a federal government and we still go to the center every month to collect. No, Barrister. That's my position.
All right. Yes. So, Barrister, you can continue.
My point is that if what we are talking about saying the Sony they should make sure that everybody have a bit of it. If it's about development, yes, for me. I don't see that. I don't see except you are telling me that's what will bring development.
Yes, it's about development.
I've given examples. President Jonathan was.
You are at the national level. I'm talking about with the. Okay, look, for instance, Ijebu is Ogun East, Abeokuta is Ogun Central, whatever. Ikpokia and Koa Ogun, which is the least developed zone. Now, sorry, please go to Benue. Boko, Makurdi, and the Idoma, which are those zones that have never produced the governors that are the least developed. Those are my line of argument, Barrister.
Because
so if you go to Goodluck Jonathan, you've left the state into a national comparative, and that's apples and oranges.
Very true. And Akwa Ibom actually is a very classical case. They have had an awesome rotational system that is paving way for the state, which has made the state a landmark today.
What I'm saying directly is that let's appoint people from a particular place so that it will go and develop his own state.
Not appoint, elect, and create the political situation for them to pass their primaries.
That's what we're saying directly. We are saying we can only have development in certain area if we appoint people from that area to become governor. We have elected this governor by all of us. If the governor is not doing our bidding and is not developing a particular place and not developing one particular place because he comes from there, should we not ask questions?
A quick one, Barrister. Can you see a state like Lagos? Barrister, a state like Lagos, Ekpe never developed until their son, Akin Wumi Ambode, was elected. Look, you have all the legal side. I'm saying there should be some political agreement.
You're not putting that part. I said,
good. Thank you for agreeing with me.
person so that he will come and develop my own area and then they leave other area for them to have their own person to come and do it thereafter. Is that what we're saying? Is the government enough for everybody? Is it for only where it comes from?
Very true.
That's the point I'm making. We are saying we should make it a kind of a come from elect somebody from this area so that let him go and develop his area. So when it comes to this second zone, that person comes for that zone, develop your area. Yeah, if you are saying that will develop our state, I will support it. But I'm not seeing development from it. I think so many types, how many people have been appointed in that have not brought anything to the area.
Okay.
Very, very true. And I think it's very interesting and at the same time exciting that we're having this discussion. I love to believe these are some of the things I feel that the 10th Assembly, both the red and the green chambers, should be talking about, rather than going to the NCC and asking for frivolities that we do not know where they're coming from, or talking about sexual scandal and all. These are some of the debate I think that we need in order for us to move Nigeria forward. But of course, unfortunately, we don't have it from those who are representing us in different parts of Nigeria, seated at the National Assembly.
At the Sovereign National Conference, it's implementation we're waiting for.
Exactly, it's implementation. It's a very big one. We have litany of other stories, but we just have to wrap it at this point. But I would not go except, of course, I talk about very important issues like today is World Kidney Day. Today is World Kidney Day. Unfortunately, in Nigeria, we have patients who still pay upward of 150,000 naira on dialysis every week. These are very sensitive matters that we don't talk about. These are very sensitive issues. Legacy media stations don't even talk about. I just wish we had time to say some of these things, but I just have to leave it for now. Thank you so very much, Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid, for being here. We truly enjoyed your stay today. Thank you.
Pleasure sharing this platform with you.
Yes, thank you.
My pleasure, Barrister.
Innocent Aduluba. I just hope that we can have a part 2 of this, because I just felt like not leaving the station. But thank you. That's just about the time we have. All right, just to let you know that both gentlemen will be here to take us on our main conversation. That is when we return. Obasanjo slams Tinubu's administration over Lagos Calabar Highway, VP resident, and the project there. That in the beat is still.